Here we have a Porsche Museum Railroad layout. All the locomotives are coming from the German brand Märklin. I have several other Porsche locomotives and several other Porsche wagons, but unfortunately the space here is too small, so I cannot show you everything. But in the future the idea would be to make a space at least 10 times as big as this one and create what you call a Porsche World, only with Porsche trains, Porsche cars, Porsche dealers, etc., etc. So I will now make the trains run a little bit so that you get a little bit feeling of how it works. Here comes the German brand Märklin, which is one of the very old German companies. And all these pieces you see here are for a future museum railroad model layout. So there are many trains, many wagons, but let me open a few of them so that you get an idea how they look like. And here we go. This is how it looks like. Let me just see. Here we go with another Porsche locomotive with 4 wagons where inside the new cars are being stored when they are brought to the port. And here you go. Here we just have a few wagons. Let me pull them out. One. And here comes the other one. And these are exactly the same pieces or the same copy of the train which brings the new cars freshly built from the factory to the port of Germany. This one just with other colors. The highest quality and highest standard of Porsche assembly kits comes from Japan, from a company called Tamiya. They have made several products as from the 80s until today. We have the Carrera GT, we have the Porsche Turbo RSR, the 934, the GT2, the Carrera 10, so all the top of the top cars. But the most top product of Tamiya is without any doubt this one. Very difficult to get, made at the end of the 1980s. This one I bought in Japan from a Japanese guy. It also took me quite some time to get the deal done. It is still absolutely in brand new condition. It has never been assembled. So let me open the box for you so that you can have a look at them. Here you go. It comes with a motor. This is a Porsche 959. This is one of my favorite models. This is a 993 GT2. Actually, it's called Naked Lady. And it's actually a real copy of a car which was running with the same paintings. I think it was in Le Mans. So I think it's a piece of art. Look at it. And you will see how nice this car in every detail is. Here comes the real fun part of the collection. It is a little bit more modern, but it's really a piece of art. This 356 has been designed and made by Guillermo Forcini. He is an Argentine citizen who lives in France, and you can see him here on the picture. And look at this. I mean, this is really art. It's an eye catcher. everybody who sees that car, I mean, he just loves it. I mean, dear girls and dear boys, here we have the entire Porsche Barbie collection. The majority is from the 1980s. Obviously, Barbie has to be together with Ken, so we have not forgotten Ken. And well, all these Barbies and their cars, they want to end up in Miami or in Florida. Happy Barbie and happy Ken. Little toys for big boys, or we can also say big toys for little boys. These are the masterpieces of the Porsche Lego collection, which is the GT3 RS. This is a normal, typical color, but these two colors are very seldom. They are special productions, and this is a little bit of a smaller model. Each of these models has about 1,800 pieces. I have to be honest, I didn't put them together because I'm not a very patient person. But if you want to do it, here is the catalog, and well, there is a lot of work. I think one has to reckon at least a week of work to put something like this together. Here we have the Porsche Super Racing Team, or the beer racing team. All those beers had been able to be purchased by the Porsche selection shop. They're not available anymore because some of them they're already very old. And my favorite model is this one, where we have two beers inside. This is from the German company Steif. Steif has been working in this industry only making teddy beers for many, many, many years. And this is a special Steif Porsche edition. So this is for our smallest here, and also the smallest kids, they have to enjoy what they see here right now. What you see behind me is a lithography from the famous French artist Daniel Autoart. He made exactly 911 lithographies, and this is number 488 of 911. This is one of my favorite pictures, and every day I come into the garage, I love to look at this picture. I hope you also enjoy it. Well, this is, or was, James Dean, a very famous actor. He was crazy for Porsche, and he was the owner of a Porsche 550 Spider, which he baptized Little Bastard. And unfortunately, he died very early. He was on the way to a racetrack, and where he had a very bad accident, and I think he only got 24 years old. This must have been around 1957. Here we have a copy of the car, and we also have the original hat where it says James Dean. And well, he obviously has to be part of the collection because he was a great, great Porsche fanatic. Here we have a very old gas oil pump from the 1960s from the German company Aral. Aral is in Germany whatever is Texaco or Chevron or Mobil in the United States. In those times you still had service people, I mean, who were helping you to fill up the tanks. Today this does not exist anymore. But here in my garage, at least there's always somebody who is helping out in the good and in the bad. Here we have another gas oil pump from the German company Aral. This machine, I think, is from the very end of the 1950s. It has been restored in Germany, so it still looks pretty original. I also have an original hat of the service employee who was helping you out to fill the tanks. This is very nice to look at. It's blue, which is my favorite color, and that's why I have it here in the garage. This is a pinball machine, a Porsche pinball machine called Checkpoint. It was the first digital pinball machine ever made. This was in 1991. And here you have to turn on the key and then it starts working. Porsche, just like Lamborghini, also used to build tractors. They had a factory in southern Germany, in Friedrichshafen, between 1957 and 1963, where they have built 4 models. This one is the smallest one, called the Junior. Then comes a bigger version called the Standard, which I also have in my collection, but unfortunately it's not within this garage. Then comes the Super, and last not least, the biggest one is the Master. This one is not very powerful. It has only 14 horsepower, but it's good enough to harvest potatoes or to have a little ride, over the fields. This one was partly restored in Germany, and I finalized the restoration in Chile. And today everything is original. And actually, it works. Amigos, this is a Harley-Davidson V-Rod, built 2008. So everybody might ask, what does that have to do with Porsche? Yes, it does. Because this is the only motorcycle from Harley-Davidson, or in general, where Porsche has been participating to develop the engine. So the engine was done together with Porsche. So for me, that piece was also very important to have it in the collection. And I also managed to get it in blue. And I'm not a very good expert to go on a motorcycle because it's a very heavy one. I think it's about 380 kilos. So the motorcycle is still brand new. It has never hit the road, and for me it is a piece of art. And here we also have a very beautiful piece. It's called the Shelly Porsche because this vehicle was donated by Shell to German driving schools so that the kids in the beginning of the 60s could drive out with those cars, with pedaling, and get accustomed to the signs of the road and how to behave on the road. And that's why I say it's called the Shelly Porsche. It has a logo of Shell here, and it is an imitation of the 356. This one was purchased in Germany, but it was completely restored here in Chile, and today it is in an immaculate condition. I think it's what you call an eye-catcher. It's beautiful. This is the Porsche Carrera Junior, built 1983. It comes in 2 versions. This is a 1-seater. This car was purchased, or one could have purchased the car through Porsche or the English department store Harrods. It works with gasoline, which you have to put here into the tank. The engine is here in the back. It has a manual gearbox with 2 gears going straight forward and 1 going backward. It has lights, it has intermittence lights, it has brake lights. It works just like a normal car. So if I would have been a kid, I would have been more than happy if they would have given me a car like that when I was small. This is the other Porsche Junior. Well, the difference is it has space for 2 children. It has the same specifications, but it's a little bit wider. It comes with the original owner's manual and booklet. So that one has also been restored, and yeah, it looks like brand new. It's also a pretty fast car. I mean, it can do 18 miles. That's the second one of the juniors, and you can also purchase same in white color. It has been done in red and in white color. I have the two red ones, and I'm seeking now for the white ones. Well, let's start to get running the kiddie rider now. Here we go, 50 cents and ready to take off. And here we go with the second kiddie rider. This is a turbo, 930 turbo, 50 cents, and here we go. I had been working on, I would say 8 to 10 different platforms, mainly eBay, Sotheby's, live auctioneers, Todo Collection, special companies in Europe who had been experts for auctions on automobilia and memorabilia, and that kept on going, and going. And today the puzzle is basically complete. Not 1,000 pieces, but maybe 995 pieces. And I would dare to say today that the collection here is the biggest collection what is regarding automobilia, memorabilia and toys.